I would like to begin by commending my colleagues for a job well done, for the fantastic campaign that they have run and the foresight that they have shown. Carol Beaumont and Charles Cheval. I also wish to acknowledge the Mayor of Porirua, Jenny Brash, and the Deputy Mayor, Letia Akoi. Thank you very much, Letia and Mayor Brash, for coming along to support, and also wish to acknowledge Andrew Chan for the amazing amount of work that you have put into this Members' Bill. Mr Speaker, I need to start by dispelling some of the myths that have been spoken tonight in the House. We have heard from a number of people, but I wish to talk to the points that have been made by the Minister of Consumer Affairs, the member Hekia Parata and the member Sam Lotuienga. All three have said that this bill does not go far enough. I have only been a Member of Parliament for 18 months, and I have seen a number of bills come through this House. No bill is perfect when it comes up for first reading. That is why we allow it to go to Select Committee. We make the decision on whether it should go to Select Committee based on the intention behind the bill and what the bill seeks to achieve. And everything that this bill seeks to achieve are things that we as a whole Parliament should be endorsing. Now, there are four things that stand out about this bill that I think need to be mentioned and told to that side of the House because they failed to get it. This bill is about duty of care for vulnerable citizens. It's about protection of the weakest members of our society. It's about advocacy for those members of our society, and it's about fairness. Now, those are the 4 points that side fails to understand. Now, Mr Speaker, I am a Pacific woman, and it has come up over and over again tonight that Pacific people are the ones, alongside Māori, that are disproportionately affected by these loan sharks. Now, as a Pacific woman, I humbly need to acknowledge that an organisation that does not take political matters lightly and come out endorsing political matters has done so on this occasion, Mr Speaker, and that organisation is Pacifica Incorporated. Now, Mr Speaker, that organisation has written to the Prime Minister pleading with him that he supports this bill. And the reason that they are pleading with him is because they know that these loan sharks are out there being predators to our families and our communities. And Mr Speaker, rather than speak on behalf of myself as an individual, I wish to read directly the letter that has been written to the Prime Minister by the Pacific Women's Organisation, Pacifica Incorporated. And Mr Speaker, I want to say from the get-go, I can say with hand on heart that I am a member of this organisation, but I in no way have even spoken to them about this, and so I have in no way lobbied them with regards to this legislation. Now, the letter reads, Dear Prime Minister, re the Credit Reforms Responsible Lending Bill. We are writing to seek your urgent action on loan sharks by seeking your support for the Credit Reforms Responsible Lending Bill. As the premier organisation of Pacific women in New Zealand, with 20 branches from Whangarei to Invercargill, Pacifica has been supporting Pacific families by empowering Pacific women for over 34 years. Unsurprisingly, Pacifica has been seriously concerned by the significant number of Pacific families struggling on low incomes who are vulnerable to accessing expensive finance company loans. Prime Minister, it is evident that our families are preyed upon by loan sharks. Targeted advertising campaigns, free Pacific-focused gifts such as boxes of corned beef, trips to Samoa and Tonga, and the recruitment of Pacific frontline staff are all practices that loan sharks use to attract Pacific clients. On any given Sunday evening when Pacific programs view on Triangle TV, the car dealer and finance company advertisements repeatedly target their Pacific viewing audience. The problem we have, Prime Minister, is not with loans being easily accessible, but that finance companies exploit people during their vulnerable times through the supply of high-interest loans with high fees, making them more expensive than loans provided by banks. Families who are already shackled by the constraints of low income now have the added burden of having to pay back more than just the principal and the interest. Furthermore, when a client falls behind in their repayments, they are subject to default interest and penalty fees. In some cases, this can add up to more than the principal. It is upon this basis that we contest that all lenders should be fair, legal and monitored by the government. We are now seeking your support for the first reading of this bill, and we ask that this matter be given the chance for public discussion and debate through Select Committee. Yours sincerely, Sally Dalhousie, National President of Pacifica Women's. It is with that I also plead with the other side of the House to support this bill through to Select Committee.
I call Carol Beaumont.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.